we are not. It's not about being anti-black, anti-white, or being anti-black. It's just that we want equality for all. Because even if we are done with this strike, there's gonna be another one about the decolonization of the curriculum, because it's biased, because it gives African privileges. So we want to cut that and be the same. Not that we are anti-white. We are not anti-white. We want to create that non-racialism, that equal society, a rainbow nation for all. Because this is segregation. It's segregation. Like in apartheid, people were segregated, Bantu stands, you stay there. So it's just like that. We can't even integrate with these people to know, even in race, we can't share them a race. How can I understand you if I don't share you, I don't share with you a race? It's difficult. It's difficult.
Are you saying you can't integrate with each other in race because there's this language barrier?
Yes, there's this language barrier, and then even when they allocate race, blacks stay together as blacks and whites stay together as whites. So you can't share a race with a white person. It makes difficult for us. How can I know your culture? How can you know my Zulu culture when I don't know your white Afrikaner culture? It's very, very difficult to integrate. Very, 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 very difficult in this campus. Very difficult.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
So, I've talked to a lot of people here, and everyone is upset against your Afrikaans Must Fall movement, okay?
Yes.
So, they understand that you want Afrikaans scrapped, and they understand that you want one language.
Yes.
But most of the people are upset about the fact that you aren't portraying this as a we want one language. You are portraying it as Afrikaans Must Fall. What is your opinion on that?
No, they misunderstood the part of Afrikaans Must Fall. We don't say that African people must go away from our country, or Afrikaans as a language must fall. In the university, you can choose Sepedi as a module. You can choose Zulu beginners as a module. What we want to create is that it must be chosen, it must not be removed, but it must be removed as a medium of instruction to create some privileges. You understand? We are not saying it must be totally removed. Yes, you can choose Africans if you like it as a module. Like some of our white companies, they choose Zulu to learn Zulu. You understand? So, but what we are against is that it must not be used as a medium of writing, medium of learning and studying, because it creates privileges. Because in some classes, people receive scopes. People receive scopes in some classes, and in English classes it's difficult. It's very, very, very difficult to study in English in this campus, because the study material are difficult. Many people as blacks we cross night for 5 hours, but for 50%. But our white counterparts, they go to Omgert every day, drink alcohol, the following day they have 99%. So we'll be asking ourselves, how come?
Do you think the Afrikaans speaking students understand English better in a way? Do you think that English as a medium is more difficult for someone who does not have an Afrikaans background?
Remember that even English is not my language. It's not my language. And we know how our education, from some of us, the basic education, from some of us who went to government school, is difficult. English is not our language. So we grasp and sometimes we memorize. You understand? We memorize our readings, so it can be easy for some or other African white, because they can even speak English with us when we communicate. So it's not difficult for all, and it creates equality with us.
So you're saying the problem starts early?
Sorry?
The problem starts early, you say?
Yes.
Early in high school or primary school?
The problem starts early in high school. That's when the problem starts. Because let me tell you, some of us who do their first day here, we must repeat. Because our English, the government English, they don't recognize it here. They tell you we don't recognize this first additional English. They don't recognize it here in University of Pretoria. You must do their all. It's all, ne? Yeah, you must do EOT when you arrive here.
So with what you just said about you should embrace a single culture, a single language.
Yes.
And the fact that you guys, it starts early in your childhood where you struggle with English, depending on whatever your school you're in. Don't you think it would be easier for the university to spend extra funds and bridge that barrier of the communication gap that started early in the life?
No, that's a waste of money because currently now we have students who are not registered, who have historical debt, and it costs the university currently 10 million for Africans, approximately 10 million for Africans as a language. So approximately there are no students who are not registered due to a historical debt and the NEFSA's crisis. So we are saying that if they implement one language, it will be simple for both of us. It will be simple, even the tuition cost will be cut half. We don't even have to pay a lot of money.
You said earlier this transformation is going to take time.
Yes, transformation is going to take time in this university.
But this specific movement?
Regarding Afrikaans.
Yeah, the Afrikaans Must Fall.
Yeah, it's going to take time because we have professors, we have the management, which side with the Afrikaner people, which are on them, they preserve it as a culture. So the majority of them who are working here, they are Afrikaners. Yes. That's why they even protect the culture. That's why they even protect, when we were marching, the management came to protect the Afrikaners students over us black students. So here it's going to take time. It's not going to be easy. It's going to take weeks. It's not going to be a just one day thing. It's going to take weeks and weeks and weeks.
And you're willing to fight?
We are willing to fight. We are in a revolution.
And it's not just EFF?
It's not just EFF. It's not just ANC. We are not pushing any propaganda. We are pushing the issue of transformation, equality for all. One culture, one language, one institution. Thanks.
So, can I ask you one more question? You said like we're prepared to fight. Like, in what way do you mean? Like, would it also? Do you think it could be like a physical fight?
No.
Like, I don't want to put that in your mind.
Okay.
I just want to clarify.
Okay, let me clarify you.
Yeah.
You know, in the battle, Tina, we don't fight a physical fight.
Okay.
We don't fight. We were even this strike. We were not meant to fight. We believe that in the battle of ideas, we fear no one. In the battle of ideas, we fear no one. We want to engage ideologically. So when we engage ideologically with the guys of Africa, they become violent. They thought that we are racist. And we want to sit down on the table like Mandela did, like the other people did, and sit down and discuss a way forward. So as for them, they think that we are racist. We just want to remove their language and culture. We want to create one institution, one culture, and equality for all. That's what we are fighting now. We are not fighting against white people. We are not doing that. We are not even fighting we are not engaged in violent fights. We don't want that. We don't want that because there are some white people who are supporting us. There are some even the history department is support us. Yes, let's create one language. It will be sufficient.
Yeah.
There are some departments who are supporting us.
But last week it became a bit violent, right?
Yeah, it became very violent because they claimed the daughter of the public protector, That's when the problem started.
Okay.
Yes, because we were not meant to strike actually. This strike was not meant to be there. Because the management called us to discuss and the AfriForum guys became violent and started clapping the daughter of the public protector. That's when violence started.
Yeah, okay.
We're not meant to attack each other. Yes.
Okay, no, that's good to know.
Yes.
Yeah, they went back to Loftus.
So we are still waiting. We had that TOT is coming.
Because they wanted to meet the vice.
Yeah.
So it's
Because if you engage with us, you have to talk about
but I would prefer not to speak as an audio because I'm not.
Can you speak?
As individual?
Yeah, but just
As a member of the service, it's just for us, I think for us the unity is very important. On campus, and we understand, well of course we can from reading and from hearing it out, we understand the background where you come from for the struggle. And so for me personally, I believe unity and bettering our education is a lot more important than a specific language.
But my sister, if I can say the unity is to standardize this university to have one language that can unite us, which is English.
I think
it's a very good one.
I think that's a good idea, and I think unfortunately it's been polarized to become something.
So may you please go there and preach
Oh, that is
about
what,
this.
that is what
say,
we're preaching.
yeah, tell those people, ne? Tell them to be also that
We are.
and talk about say no, English have to be used as a unit.
So what's the role of the church on this issue?
Oh, yeah.
The role of the church. What are they saying?
I think we're trying to
Because I think the Dutch Reform sent many students of them to study theology here. And they study in
I studied here
Afrikaans.
as well.
So when, I don't know, what are they saying from the side of the church?
I can't make an official statement for the church. I'm way too low. You'll have to ask our moderator.
From what I'm hearing from over there, it sounds like they want everybody to be diverse and cultured and respect each other's differences, and not.
The thing is, we've got different churches, so I don't want to talk on behalf of the church. I just maybe want to say, you know, we are open for discussion,
Yes.
and we are praying for the unity that. And I agree with you that I think in language that would help us.
Yes, language is
Now the
important.
unity.
I think
English is the only language that can unite us.
Because now I can't speak with you Afrikaans, but what do we use?
I can't
now?
speak
English.
basic.
It's simple.
Yeah.
It's simple.
Now, if we are saying English must be the medium of instruction, only the medium of instruction of this university,
yeah.
don't you think that will unite us?
I
It's only
think-
English that can unite this university.
I think
Yes,
to
it's
a large
only
extent.
English.
What we are fighting for, we are fighting for English to unite us. We want everyone, the Afrikaners, I mean, Bedi speaking person, the Pedi speaking person, the Zulu speaking person, the Xhosa. But if you can talk
One
speak
language.
only one language, English, that is a unity.
Where are you
No,
going?
we hear and understand that's life. And I think our hope is that can be created with as little violence as possible. I
Now
think that's
let's
also that makes the-
as a church member, let's use this platform to say no, to preach about this thing of saying no, English must be only language.
I think a main concern is not the fact that English should be the only language. It's the fact that the classes are being cancelled now and the students want to go back to class. So what do you have to say about that?
You know, that's the question. That's the question. I had that. That's the question that have to
I
be.
want to.
Because of the
You have to
strike,
post that question to
the
Afrika.
university is closed now and the students can't get in to study.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are upset about that.
Let me answer. You have to post this question to AfriForum because it's the AfriForum that disrupt the classes. It's not us. We tried to engage with the university
Okay.
on Thursday. AfriForum disrupted our engagement,
Our meeting.
our meeting with the university. Now it's not the black people who are disrupting the classes, but it's the Afrikaners, it's the AfriForum that is disrupting the classes. The university have stopped, not because of the black people, it have stopped because of AfriForum. Even the management knows that.
Wasn't yesterday the classes were interrupted by some of the EFF members, wasn't it?
No, that was not the
Yesterday.
EFF, that was the mass of the students. Maybe you know, the people. You are wrong if you can say it's EFF. That's the mass of the people, because that happened after the Afrikaners mobilized themselves to fight us. You saw, we were not engaged with war. We were never intended to fight with them. But they fought with us. Some of us, some of us are now lost because of the Afrikaners.
There's quite a few people that got injured. It is unfortunate.
Would you say this fight started on, or this war started on Friday?
Oh, no, it was on Thursday.
Thursday?
We were prepared to have a meeting with the university management.
Okay.
Now the Afrikaners, the Afrikaans speaking people, the AfriForum, disturbed the meeting, disrupted the meeting. It's where this is how this has started.
Unfortunately, I
We
have
were
to be
not.
going.
We were only 20 people.
Thank you for the
Ne?
time. And
Being prepared
yeah, maybe
to
find a
engage
solution soon.
with the university.
Thank you, sir.
But
In
the
peaceful
Afrikaners-
protest now?
Yeah,
Or peaceful debate rather?
peaceful engagement.
Okay. Yeah.
But the Afrikaners fought with us. The management saw it. It was not the EFF or the mass who have disrupted the classes, but it's the Afrikaans speaking people who is saying they are protecting their culture. Even now, these people, every one of us here, we are prepared to be in class, but the Afrikaners are fighting us. We are prepared to engage with the management of the university, but the Afrikaners are fighting with us.
So if the university opens up now, are you prepared to engage in peaceful engagement again with them?
Yes, we are so prepared. We are so prepared.